right. Hey, hello. Welcome to the Gamedev compostudio. I'm still Frankie. You're still Truck.
I'm still.
Truck
I
with-
think I might even be mic'd now.
yes, you are Truck with the microphone.
Yes.
We have two of our guests here. We have Ashton and Exa. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thanks.
to Assembly TV. Welcome to the compostudio. Thank you for looking all the games. I always like to start with like a high-level question. Is that just your general impressions of the overall game compo? Just not specifics. What quality did you like it? Was it like cool? What stood out? Ashton, would you like to go first?
Sure. I liked some of them a lot more than others, and there were some interesting games there too. And yeah.
And in overall, would you download them all, play them all, or?
Yeah, I probably will when I have time and a good internet connection.
That's something that we all want. Next guy, you're in the gaming business, right?
Yeah, I have been doing games since 2006 professionally.
Okay, so what's your opinion on the overall compo here?
Well, I like them. Fact you could see that they are made by new people to the gaming scene, which is always awesome. And then there were a lot of games like that had a little bit of polish to them, but sadly there was not a single game that was like totally polished diamond. That's what I would like to see, even on like assembly game dev stage, because after you release it here, you could release it like commercially also.
Right. Truck.
I thought the overall quality was pretty good. I guess I'm comparing it to most of the Ludum Dare results. Ludum Dare is a 48-hour game competition where you try to create a game in 48 hours yourself. And in comparing it to that, pretty darn good. There were, I think, there were some good ideas and there were some rehashes of some old ideas that looked very interesting.
All right. Shall we go through them one by one? Maybe the first entry is a bit shorter. That's okay for you guys? All right. So first one was drone racing.
Yes.
We didn't see it because our screen came up too late, so I'm going to have to rely on your expert opinion on the game. Eska.
I actually played it and downloaded it earlier, and my biggest complaint is that if it's simulating a FPV drone flying, then you should have the like first-person view on the larger part of the screen. Now it was like the person who is flying it was looking, and after first adjustment of the controller, your drone is like tiny single pixel on the larger screen. So change the screen layout or make them toggleable. That's my comment for the developers.
You into drone racing, Ashton?
No.
No, absolutely no drone racing?
No, not really.
Okay. Truck, something on this one, or shall we go to...
Well, again, you did mention that we didn't see it, so it'd be very unfair of me to comment.
But you comment on everything, come on.
I could. It was called drone racing.
And it races drones.
It might. I'm not sure.
Who wants to go on Scorpion versus Spider?
I could start.
You can start. Go.
That reminded me of the old Archon game, but only one screen of it. And as such, well, good idea, but maybe needs some more content.
Are you familiar with Archon?
Yes.
No.
Oh, you should be.
Look it up. It's an 8-bit classic. Most Commodore 64 version is the most known. Yeah, you chase each other on a screen and you try to kill each other, and that was Scorpion versus Spider was. I like Scorpion wins because Mortal Kombat, not Spider. That's it. Something from your side, Ashton, on that game, like any comments, like yay or?
I thought it looked fun.
Look, I think that's an important thing. Yeah. I want to jump to the third one, MATLAB. We saw a very short clip of that. Did it give you any chance to make an idea of it? Because I simply have no I saw a big spider.
I played it through. They have like first level on the game, and it plays like a Doom, so really fast-paced shooter. You have only one weapon though, which was kind of sad, and I ran out of bullets all the time. So after that, it's like headbutting the spiders with the blunt of the weapon.
But at least you have a melee weapon in there.
Yeah. It was a fun game. The only issue I had, for some reason on my computer, it lagged a lot. But it might be my computer issue also.
Okay.
Again, a very small thing. I can comment on the title.
Yes, exactly. No, so it's a thing with the first games. They were like shorter and simpler. Although that I think Summer Splash has potential.
Was that the one that I called Mario Brothers with guns?
That's Mario Brothers with guns.
Right.
I think it has a very okay basis for a platformer, but needs like content and polishing.
Yeah. One thing it needs really badly is like better physics controls, like better colliders for weapon, ammunition physics, because currently it was like shooting laser water. At least it felt it when playing.
I do want to comment that when I say Mario Brothers with guns, I mean the original Mario Brothers, not Super Mario Brothers. The original Mario Brothers was an arcade game, and you basically would flip over creatures on platforms that were basically laid out in the same pattern, but you had no guns.
Okay.
Well, some people might wonder why on
Mario
earth I would
Brothers
compare it.
with guns, Ashton.
I don't know.
Would you see it happen?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, and in general on the game, any comments or feels, or no feels at all? That's also an option.
Yeah, it could probably be polished more, like you said.
Okay.
One thing that could be like adding something to like end the game. It was an like infinite game in its current state. At least I couldn't play it to the end, and I hit a lot of like those creatures that came from the portal. So maybe make it so that these climbing games, add that to the Super Mario kind of like game mechanic, but just with scrolling screen that goes up, and you can fall down, and then at the end you have finished the level, and then you get even harder levels.
Next up was City Bike, which I see a very heavy Frogger influence there.
Yeah.
Anybody else see something else? I would like to hear your opinions. We want to go first, Ash?
It seems like one of those games I'd play for hours and hours trying to even get like one time to the end of the level.
Okay. And will you make it?
No. I'm not that good.
No, as long as you keep trying, I think it's good. No complaints there. Eska, your
I liked it. Played it like through 4 times, which was really easy because it consisted only of 2 lanes. But like make that the second one, you can get like 3rd and 4th and so on. And please allow me to look to left and right with mouse. And that would be like a valuable lesson for the kids also.
Yeah.
So like learning possibility in a game by adding usability.
You play Frogger?
I have played Frogger. I played quite a bit of Frogger. The game, I'm wondering about the replayability because, well, as Ashton said, replaying it until you got to the end. I am wondering if it does have that just one more go to it. If it does, excellent job. Add the things that would, moving your head left and right. Maybe even add a VR thing to it, which would allow you to move your head left and right and then move across. There's some possibilities here.
Maybe add some porrasturvat, like so you get the score based on how long you get, and then you get additional score by how badly you are hurt.
Yeah.
That would add replayability.
What was the name of that game where you have to like stair dismount?
Yes.
Porrasturvat.
Yes, that one.
Porrasturvat.
I cannot pronounce that, I'm sorry. So I'm going with stair dismount. So, yes, that would be a good remix. Next one, Hack the Planet, or as I call it, Typing of the Dead on the VT100 terminal. I found it would have been better for me if the Simon Says game wasn't in there.
Yeah, for me, I hate the Simon Says because it didn't extend on the previous tries. It reset always. Like you had to get a new, new controls instead of like remembering the pattern, which is much more fun variation of Simon Says. And for me, I would have loved it because the name is Hack the Planet. Instead of this typing things and this Simon Says game, why don't have it like a hacking game? Mm-hmm. Because the aesthetics were there, and it was the only game made that has like really awesome rendering. So it looked really beautiful. But the gameplay was like lacking behind.
Yeah. I like the CRT effect that they put over it now with the amber displays. I'm old enough to remember amber displays.
Yep.
And they are still better than the green ones. Your typing skills, Ashton?
I suck at typing.
Even with one finger, it did come down really fast, like really soon. I noticed, like 1, 2, 3, woof, and
yeah. The only thing I'm good at typing on is my phone. Really.
Should make it a phone game then.
Yeah.
If people are watching, make it a phone game.
Yeah.
Next one was this was one of your favorites, Frog Out.
Yeah, I really liked how it looked, and especially grabbing the other frogs and then spitting them out. Mm-hmm.
Into the what against the walls against other frogs.
Yeah, or into the water and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked the mechanic of picking up the other frogs, holding on to them just long enough to spit them into the danger zone. And then, well, there would be a certain amount of skill that would be involved in then if you had just been spat into that danger zone, if you had just enough time to jump back. So I think there's some good potential there. The only problem that I have with it is I'm concerned it might only be multiplayer. And in that case, it's going to suffer from the same problem that a lot of only multiplayer games have, and that is if you don't have anybody else to play with, you can't get better at the game.
Yeah. I tried that, but couldn't find anyone to play with. Or actually, I had only one controller, so that's the reason.
But did you win?
Yeah, I won the game by not starting it. Because you cannot start without 2 players.
Oh, okay. That's
But one really awesome thing I liked about that, from the menus I went through, they looked like really polished and stylized. They were like didn't use any like Unity standard buttons and stuff like that, but really, really polished user interface look on the menus.
Mm-hmm. Right. We called it Gravitar?
Gravitar Plus.
Gravitar Plus with guns.
Yeah. Excellent improvement on the Gravitar idea. It did seem to level up as the person was continuing in the demo. I think that has a lot of potential and could really be a fun game. Also one of those that has that just one more time portion to it. I wonder if its levels are randomly generated or perhaps procedurally generated. It did not say. Or if there are levels that you have to progress in that have been pre-created that get harder and harder.
Yeah, well, this is a game that I see people just downloading on Steam or PlayStation Network or whatever your favorite console is. And this is one of those just one more timers. to go out in there. I don't know. You guys have any comments on this? Because I'm afraid trucks at everything, and me as well.
Apologize.
Never apologize. Never apologize.
I grew up somewhat near Canada.
So Canada, Ashton, what do you think of Canada?
I don't know. It's Canada.
Let's stay to Gravitar++. Something that you liked or disliked or said like totally awesome sauce?
I like the music and stuff in it.
Yeah, it did took a while before music to come into the games. Is this always a thing that gets like added later, extra when you're doing games, or is it together and afterthought?
It depends a lot, like what we are doing. For some games, it's the music like goes with the game development phase. For some games, it's like outsourced and just like give final game out to the person who is doing music and just like do something that fits to this game. But there are also projects that like go with the music, like that need to have this core part of it is related on the sound. But one comment about the Planet A theme from me is like it was the only game that was done in SDL, which is awesome. Damn, I forgot what I was supposed to say. Oh yeah, I really like the fact that you could destroy the like board in it.
Yes, that added a element of strategy, perhaps that you could bomb the area and then get into another area and take out the creep or whatever through a different way that perhaps the AI hadn't thought of. From a programming side, that would be an interesting challenge.
I would love to play that like as a browser game with multiplayer.
That would also work. I'd like to put it in an arcade cabinet.
Oh, that would be good also, yes.
Basically, Gravitar.
Yeah, basically a Gravitar cabinet.
With guns.
Yes, with guns.
With guns. Yeah.
And enemies.
Yes. And I was almost saying, I have a perfect hook when you went over to the music things, but the next one is Composite. But, you know, we completely went away from the music to, arcade cabinets.
You know, the thing is, that game, the gameplay of it was interesting enough. I didn't even notice there was music.
True. Yeah, it's like boom, boom. Like, you know, it's yeah, no, I really like that one myself.
Yeah.
It would be a controller thrower, I have no doubt about it, but it is gonna do there. The next one, then Composite, it actually warned you that they're not responsible for broken friendships and TVs.
There are, I can imagine us playing this with various Humalauta members, and I can imagine that that will just be very difficult because several of them are very good at composing music, and I am not. So this may not be a game for me.
It's basically like playing Jack the Box, if you know the quiz game that has same like control mechanic that each player does stuff on their phone, and that also is really annoying when there's someone who's good at drawing.
The bad thing is that that the Humalauta guys play Jackbox all the time. So now here's a question: did it have a audience participation thing like the Jackbox games?
The Composite,
Yes.
I'm not sure because I couldn't.
That would be something perhaps to add. I noticed they said that it's still in development. So if you're looking for some ideas, see if you can borrow that from the Jackbox ideas.
Have some inspiration.
Yes.
I'm going to continue to the next one, claim answer, CLAY. This looked quite polished. Graphics-wise. I don't know gameplay-wise. I haven't played it myself, sadly. So, any thoughts on that? Do you have something to say on that, Ashton, on this claim answer, I shall call it?
It looked nice, but I don't have much else to say so far.
Well, that's still a valid opinion. So, Eska, did you get to actually play and download it?
Yeah, I downloaded and played 2 events through. You travel on this world map and find events, and then there's like lots of story. You have some choices to do, and then you might end up in this dungeon view.
Yeah, I find it always sad that with those like turn-based games in a competition, it's really hard to get an idea what the game actually is.
One issue with the gameplay I had was like there was a lot of issues with pathfinding, at least on my mage character. So it felt like a little bit buggy, and then the game crashed before I managed to make the next instance because I clicked options menu.
Oh dear. Will be implemented later.
But yeah, it has a really huge potential out of these games, and the amount of content they have for now is it was really much for like assembly game dev game.
Exactly, it was like lots of things in there. The looks really nice and lots of potential. And then yeah, if they get the things cleaned up, then sure, why not?
Yeah, reminds me a lot of.
You mentioned as well, Trugga, sorry, actually, that you would like this.
This is the type of game that I will be, well, I'll be downloading it and playing it very soon because I do like turn-based games, and it looked like it had a great deal of potential. It was, well, you already said it, very well done for an entry that we saw in this compo.
True.
It reminded me a lot of like Shadowgrounds, which is a similar turn-based game.
Okay, cool. I have to jump ahead here.
Shadowrun.
Yes.
Number 11, the Victims of Gravity. Jumping by parachute and don't touch anything.
It was kind of boring to play.
Was it like mouse control, keyboard control, or gamepad?
Well, it had like an option for keyboard or gamepad. I chose, or I thought I chose gamepad, and then it was on choice like this controller. But after I swapped the controller, then it worked really good. But yeah, there should be like something else than just having this one image of ground zooming up and then random obstacles coming into view.
Because it looked me sometimes like okay, there was no escape. Was you couldn't hide anywhere, or did I see this wrong?
Well, you get to land when the meter goes to 0. And after that, I got to the second level, which is Moon. And with that, my patience ran out. They should have like something that makes you dive down to make the like bar go faster, but add more challenges, like the objects move faster as well. Because it was a little bit too easy gameplay.
All right. Ashton, on skydiving?
It looks like something I'd probably at least try and see what it's like.
Would it be a keeper?
Not sure.
Okay. Swak, you want to skydive?
No,
No. Okay.
not in real life.
Fair enough. Last game of the list, tanks with hands. The name covers the message. It's tanks and they have hands and they smash. I didn't really know what to think of it. As in, is it a unique style, or did they look at some games?
At least the controls were really unique because you had the triggers control each of the rails on your tank. So to turn to left, you hit the right trigger to make the tank turn left. You wail around with the hammers. And it was really, I'm missing the second controller. Would have loved to play it, but couldn't because I had only one Xbox controller. So that's something that I will at least test when I get home, because the one thing I really liked about it is the menus were really polished. It was the only game that had like a proper learning curve. Like in the start menu, you are inside this small arena, which has all these graffitis on the floor that tell you what you need to do. And if you had, I assume if you had multiple players, then you could whack each other. And then when you want to start, you go to the mode selector, which is like this square on the floor.
I was going to say Bomberman. A bit.
I'm going to say Gang Beasts because I
Yes,
finally,
Gang Beasts.
it It looked to me like Gang Beasts,
Okay.
and looked like it played like Gang Beasts.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Something from you, Ashton, on that Tanks with Hands?
It looks like a fun game.
Well, yeah, it does. Was it me, or was like a bit low on the frame rate, or was this the capture that we saw? It looked a bit sluggish on what I saw on the movie, or was it like in reality playable?
Well, for my computer, at least, the level selector worked okay.
Okay, fine, cool.
The tanks were a little bit slow to move, like they could have a little bit power to them.
Okay, cool. Those were the games. I'm now going to ask you as a roundup, which of these 12 games was your favorite? And if you say, okay, I'm actually going to buy this one, why? You want to go first?
The two would be the turn-based game, because I enjoy turn-based games, but the one that I think that has the most potential for me to play it and not spend, on an entire, because I don't have an entire weekend or an entire week to finish that type of adventure, would be the Gravatar Plus.
Cool.
And would I buy it? Yes, I would, and I'd put it in an arcade cabinet.
Yes. Ashton.
Probably either the one with the frogs.
Thanks, Ka.
Well, in no particular order, the Planet A18,
Yes.
Clay, and Tanks with Hands.
Okay.
And maybe the Frog Out, if it comes out for like Switch or some other party platform.
Yeah, if it comes out for Switch, then I'd get it, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to go myself as well with Planet A18, the Gravatar style game. It's quick when you pick it up and you go, and indeed putting on the more mobile devices could be a thing here. And I just want to know. I want to know more about Composite.
Yeah.
I want to give it a go as in a group game. So I think this is it for the Gamedev combo. Look, Ashton, Ashka, thank you very much for coming. Thank you for playing the games. Thank you for checking them out. We'll be continuing the things over all the next weekend and stuff, and we'll be here and we'll be everywhere on the internet and things in the hall, and coming back to you tomorrow after we all get some sleep and fresh energy. And then we are back from the compostudio at the assembly 2018. Good night, and see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yep.